Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for checking out this video. It's going to be all about great albums released in February of 2017. I hope you find something you like. Here we go. So the first album we're going to be talking about was released by Gallo, and it's called Heavy Meta. It was out on February 3rd, 2017 through New West Records, and it's the second full-length album by the Philadelphia musician after his 2014 album Ronnie. It's full of heavy guitars and clever lyricism, and Gallo's vocal delivery makes this a fun and refreshing listen. If you want to give it a shot, I recommend starting with the song Young Lady, You're Scaring Me. We're going to move on to an album called Wildly Idle, in parentheses Humble Before the Void, and it's by a band called Hand Habits. It was out on February 10th, 2017 through Woodis Records, and it's the debut album by the New York native Meg Duffy. If you're looking for a mellow, intimate album drenched in reverb in the best way possible, give this one a listen. Key song to check out on that one, Flower Glass. We're going to move on to a band called The Bats, and they released their album The Deep Set technically on January 27th in New Zealand and Australia, but the rest of the world didn't get it until February 3rd, so I'm including it on this video. It was out via Flying Nun Records, and I'm not ashamed to admit that even though this is a 9th studio album, and the band has been around since the early 80s, I wasn't introduced to them until I listened to this. And honestly, it's a great introduction. The understated vocals and variety in sound among the track list on this LP made me want to go out and listen to more of their stuff. If you can only listen to one song on the album, I say check out Shut Your Eyes. The next album I have for you is called Benefits of Solidtude, and it's by a band called Dag from Australia. The album was released on February 24th through Bedroom Suck Records in New Zealand and Australia, Omnium Music in the US, and Cargo Records in the UK. And I'm going to let the band describe the music for you. This was posted to their Bandcamp page. The album is songs about love, loss, death, and the dull makeup of the bulk of this record, delivered in a deadpan Queensland drawl that resonates with earnest, honest lyricism, at once both comforting and confronting. If I could recommend you check out one track on the album, it would be Guards Down. The next album I'll be talking about is called Themes for a Dying Earth, and it's by Canadian musician Jameson Isaac and released under the moniker Teen Daze. The album was released on February 10th, 2017 via his own label, Flora. The tracks are a blend of electronic ambient music, melodic Bon Iver-esque vocals, and just the right amount of guitar. If I could direct you towards one song, I'd say listen to Cycle. We're going to move on to an album called Alice by the band Meatbodies. It was released February 10th, 2017 on In the Red Recordings. It's the third installment into the discography of the Southern California Rockers. The album is great, lo-fi garage rock with just the right touch of psychedelic rock. It's full of heavy/fuzzy guitars, abrasive vocals. It's just an LP that never seems to take itself too seriously. Check it out. I guarantee if you're into this type of music, you'll be in for a fun 40 minutes. Track to check out would be Creature Feature. Next, we have an album released February 24th, 2017 on Father-Daughter Records. It's called Infinite World by Vagabon. It's the debut record by New York's Letitia Tomko. And honestly, what a great debut. The songwriting is interesting and straightforward, with excellent lyrics to accompany them, but personally, the great arrangements and lyrics take a backseat to her vocals. As you'll probably see going forward, I have a thing for unconventional sounding voices, and Vagabon has a great one. To start out, I'd say check out the song Cold Apartment. Next, we're going to move on to Saturday Night by Tim Darcy. It was released February 17th through the Jaguar label. This album is the debut by the Canadian artist, and it's an interesting album from start to finish that sort of tends to pay homage to the rock music of the 50s and 60s, but manages to not sound dated. If I could only recommend one track off the LP, I'd say check out Tall Glass of Water. Next, I have the album Landmark by the band Hippo. It was released on February 24th, 2017 on Grand Jury Records. It's the debut LP by the Minnesota band, and the album is full of great tracks that would make for the perfect summer soundtrack, which is kind of funny because it was released in February, but it's besides the point. Either way, it's full of great, fun rock music. Definitely check it out. If you can only listen to one song, I'd recommend Way It Goes. So we're going to move on to the final album, this one called Impermanence by Peter Silberman, released February 24th on Anti Records. And if his name sounds familiar, you might know him from another band called Antlers. Quick side note, if you haven't listened to Hospice, or if you haven't listened to it in a long time, check out this album. Give it a listen. It is amazing. So back to Impermanence. Like his music with the Antlers, the album and these tracks are overflowing with emotion, from the musical arrangements to the lyrics to Silberman's angelic vocals. Everything works together to create this just massive but understated emotional album. Check it out. Start off with the song New York. If you dig that, you're going to like the rest of the album. So that was 10 great albums released in February of 2017. Hope you hear something you like. Definitely check out the playlist. I have 2 of them below. One for an app called Vivity. You can download that. It's free. Or you can just click on the Spotify playlist. I also have some social media if you want to follow me there. Again, thanks for checking this out. I hope you enjoy it. And see you in the next video.